everybody, if you are receiving this video, it's because you have a student at Lubbock Cooper High School who's interested in doing some international travel to London in June of 2021. So we put together a little bit of information, hopefully that'll answer some of your questions and give you some more details about what we're actually going to be doing and why we're going. So here is that information for you. Your sponsors for the tour are myself, Sarah Shudick, and Michaela Brown. We both are science teachers, and chances are your student has had one of us in the past or has us currently. Both of us love to travel. So we scheduled this trip originally for last year. With all the pandemic things happening recently, we decided to push our trip to June of 2021, and doing that allowed us the opportunity to add to the students that we have already going. So we already have 17 students that were enrolled that are going to still travel with us. So we can open enrollments up to anyone else that we know that might be interested in coming. So as of right now, we have 3 chaperones, myself and Michaela and her husband Robert. We wanted to make sure we have males and females for our sponsors on the tours. If we get more students enrolled, we'll have additional sponsors. So the ratio there is 1 chaperone per 6 students. So it's a very manageable number. So this is a STEM tour. We're going to be there 9 to 10 days, including travel days, and we're going to be staying in London, but we're going to be traveling to all of the surrounding areas. So there's a lot that we're going to do and see. The company we travel with is EF Educational Tours. I have personally taken 2 international trips with this company as a student and several as a teacher traveling with students as well. The company is great. I have never had a bad experience with them. And they're also an accredited educational institution. So this tour, though it's partly vacation, it's just as much education as it is, relaxing and fun. So the education is integrated into all of these activities that we're going to do. Lubbock High, Monterey, and Coronado also travel with EF Tours. The last trip I took abroad was with Coronado as a sponsor, and that trip was a great experience for everybody. Okay, EF, the company, has policies in place to keep us safe while we're traveling. One of my favorite things is that we have a 24-hour tour director. So this is a person that is native to the area and is familiar with everything that we're doing, leads tours for a living. So that's our go-to person. They are always with us, whether we're traveling, eating, attending activities or events. They stay at our same hotel. So it's just one person that is available at all times if we need anything at all. Okay, EF also has a peace of mind policy that protects us in certain situations. And if you decide to enroll, you're going to get more information about that later. EF is great if you're looking to earn credit for high school or for college. If you're a junior, you can actually add credit to your high school resume. So all you have to do is like a tiny little project. I think you have to keep like a travel journal and maybe write a paper over your experience or something like that. And you can submit that for high school or college credit. So again, more details about that later. It also looks great on your college application essays if you use your international travel experience to kind of make your essay stand out and kind of put you ahead of the game. I've had these experiences, here's what I learned, here's what I hope to continue in my college years, kinds of thing. So again, this is a STEM tour, so it's focused on science, but I would say that it's not just for students interested in science. It's great because it's educational, So we're going to be doing, project-based learning and hands-on activities and some things that are forensics related and other types of science related. But the tour is for everyone. We're also doing everything that you would do if you went to London as a tourist on your own. So more about that shortly. Here's an example of just one of the 9 days that will be in London. This is day 5. We're going to be visiting Stonehenge that day. So in the morning, we have a hands-on activity focused on like how Stonehenge might have been erected in the past without modern technology and modern tools. So students get some kind of experimentation with that with experts, and then in the afternoon they follow up and make that connection at the actual Stonehenge monument, and we'll have a tour guide and a guided tour and learn about history and science and get to do some sightseeing. That evening is great because we actually have some free time to explore London on our own, so we can pick and choose what to do. These are just some of the things that we're going to be seeing. You'll see, Big Ben. We can see the changing of the guards and Houses of Parliament and all of the things that you would see if you went there on your own. Stonehenge, Bletchley Park, the Royal Observatory. These are just, again, some of the things that we'll see. Some of our highlights, we have a forensics workshop. We get to solve puzzles and break codes. We get to see a live theater performance. You get to ride the London Eye, the big Ferris wheel that's in the middle of London that's very famous. There is a cruise down a river. There are just so many things, and not all of them are listed here. So it's just a lot of experiences that you wouldn't get if you travel outside of a group. So our itinerary is jam-packed. We are going to be doing things for the good majority of the time we're there. I've gotten really positive feedback from students that I've taken in the past. Me, myself, having traveled as a student, I would do it 100 times over. I can't stress enough how positive of an experience this was for me. And Ms. Brown and I really want to share that with students who are able to go. So we really hope that you come with us if you're able. So the price of the tour is almost all-inclusive. So this big price includes your airfare, your hotel rooms, our tour director, 24-hour assistance and support from different travel agencies. It includes transportation, tickets to everything that we go to. It pays for tour guides, activities, and breakfast and dinner every day. It's also travel insurance. So EF has a global travel protection plan. Again, that will protect us in various situations. The only extra money you would need would be money required to get a passport if you don't have a passport, spending money if you want extra money to spend, and either lunch or a snack every day. So breakfast and dinner are covered, but in the middle of the day we start getting hungry, we might need money for a snack or for lunch. The requested departure date is June 16th, so we have a little bit of wiggle room in either direction of that date. What EF does is they choose the most economical flight, and we're also going to have to consider, if the pandemic is still going on in June, we're going to have to follow all the traveling guidelines if airlines are operating at 50% capacity or whatever that is. We'll choose the flight that accommodates us traveling in the safest way that we can. Okay, so about 3 months out, we'll get exact departure dates. So we could leave as early as June 12th or as late as the 16th or 20th. It just depends on the situation at the time. Here's the breakdown of the price of the tour. So the full price is $43.55. You have some options. You can pay that price in full. You can pay once a month For 8 months, that would be $533 a month for 8 months. Or you can pay every 2 weeks for 8 months at $266.50. So you have some options here. And the company will also work with you if, say, you know you're getting a big tax return, you want to make a bigger payment in February or March when you were to get that. They will work with you and consider those things. They also provide you with the donation page. If you enroll, you'll have a link that's basically the same thing as a GoFundMe that you can roll out on social media and say, hey, you know, my student is taking this educational trip with some sponsors from the high school. And, you know, if you're willing or able, you can donate and help them get there. And anything that people donate actually deducts from the price that you owe and makes your payments less, which is pretty cool. If you choose to enroll, I'm going to put a link in the email that this video is attached to. If you already know that you want to enroll and that you're able to go ahead and enroll as soon as you can so we can set up your payment plan and get you rolled out with information and all of those things. At the time of enrollment, they're going to ask you to pay $95 to secure your spot. So that $95 does deduct from the full price of the tour. So it's not $95 extra that you're paying. It's $95 that's coming off of the price. We also have taken parents in the past. The only difference there is that parents travel at a higher price. But we are more than welcome to have parents come as well. You just have to stay with the group and do everything that we do, and we can talk more about that later on. EF also has a COVID-19 Peace of Mind program that's been obviously implemented more recently that protects us if there are travel restrictions or if we can't get from one location to another for some reason. EF provides funds for us. Say if we were to be delayed by a couple days, they would provide funds for us to be able to, you know, eat and find lodging, adequate lodging, good lodging, and things like that. There are also some cancellation policies and things like that you'll be aware of that I can include in this email as well. The closer we get to the departure date, if you enroll, if you choose to cancel, the longer you wait to cancel, the less of a refund you get. And I can send you those exact numbers a little bit later on, or maybe I can attach them to the email. So if you have a lot of your questions answered through this video, great. If you have any additional questions, if you would, just respond to this email with any questions you have. Ms. Brown and I are going to make a follow-up video, and we're going to address every single question that's asked by parents and students and put out a second video in the next couple days. On Monday, we are going to host a virtual Zoom meeting, and we'll send you a link and a password to get in. So if you want to ask us questions face-to-face and get a little bit of a better explanation beyond this video and what we send you over your email, we'll be happy to meet with you and answer any of your questions. You can also email us anytime or call us up at the school during conference. The only other thing you need to know is that this is not a Lubbock Cooper High School sponsored trip. Myself and Ms. Brown are hosting this trip, but it's not school affiliated. It's only open to Lubbock Cooper students, but the school isn't really liable for anything that happens on tour. Michaela and I will make sure that we take care of your travelers and be responsible for everything that we're doing and everywhere that we're going, and we'll take care of your kids. So if you have any questions, please submit those, and we hope to hear from you guys soon.